What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx. Today I'm going to be reacting to Film Theory, The Disney Princess Problem, brackets Wreck-It Ralph 2 by The Film Theorist. Now, I'm excited because I don't think MatPat has made a video in a little while now, but I'm freaking excited. Also, please forgive me if I'm not like crazy energetic today. I'm so tired right now. I don't feel tired. I feel like I have energy, kind of, but my eyes just want to sleep. So there's that. But anyway, with that being said, the original link's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to The Film Theorist. Without any further ado, let's begin.
Ooh, I'm so nervous. Oh boy, thank you. We'll be in touch.
MatPat's going to an audition to be a Disney princess? Okay.
Next. Oh boy, looks like it's my turn. Wish me luck, ladies.
Good luck, Matt.
My name is Matthew Patrick, and
Next!
but
Next!
excuse me, but
I said!
Next.
You listen to what I say, Theory Boy, and you listen good! You'll never be a Disney princess based on our qualifications, haha!
but what are those qualifications?
It's Walt's little secret. You don't think our old racist movies are the only thing we keep locked up in the Disney vault, do ya? Haha!
Yeah, I know Walt Disney's past is a little bit, questionable.
Fine, you just wait, mouse. It's time I air your dirty little secrets.
MatPat's exposing Mickey.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory! Today I look at one of the most twisted and cutthroat cinematic universes ever conceived, the Disney princesses. All to answer one burning question that we all never thought to ask: what allows you to qualify as a Disney princess? Now, that may sound like it's a stupid...
Alright, this is kind of a side note, but I want to point out that intro was very well done. Wait, this is still part of the intro. We haven't gone through the theme song. Or are they not doing the theme song? You can't not do the theme song.
Question. You're a princess who happens to be in a Disney movie, duh. But the answer actually is nowhere near that simple. You see, despite me going to Disneyland hundreds of times and constantly being the old creepy dude who waves enthusiastically to all the princesses as they parade past, what actually got me started down this little vision quest of mine was the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Alright guys, so I'm editing the video right now, and yeah, there still hasn't been an intro. There isn't an intro. What kind of film theory video doesn't have, you know, the classic intro? I don't get it.
Which included this scene where Princess Vanellope von Schweetz goes to the Oh My Disney website and enters the Disney Princess Room.
What kind of a princess are you?
Do you have magic hair? Magic hands? No.
Do animals talk to you?
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big strong man showed up?
Yes,
She is a princess!
Cue the internet.
So that's the requirements to be a princess? Seems like this video could be a lot shorter, Matt, if that's the requirement right there.
Collectively high-fiving each other for that sick burn on male prince types. Got 'em! Well, you got 'em until you forget that princes have literally risked their lives to save multiple women in this room. Jasmine? Ariel? Yeah, Aurora, you did a really good job fighting back Maleficent when she created that moat of thorns around the castle and then turned into a giant dragon and started breathing green fire everywhere. Oh, wait, no. You were asleep during that whole thing. It was Prince Philip who did all that. Just saying, gals, it's one thing to be an empowered female, it's another thing to be an ungrateful jerk towards the guy who saved your life.
Alright, calm down there, Matt. Take a deep breath.
Now, this scene is legitimately awesome. Any crossover of this caliber is always going to be exciting. It is a literal who's who of Disney female characters from over the decades, but one thing it is not is an accurate portrayal of Disney princesses. You see, the Disney Princesses is a separate media franchise created in the early 2000s.
What? What? So Disney had their own franchise called the Disney Princesses? I am kind of confused at the moment. I guess that's normal.
It's like the NSYNC of Disney animated female characters. And believe it or not, it includes only a very select portion of the princess characters. From the animation studio's nearly 100-year history, only 11 characters are technically included as a Disney princess. Pause the video right now and try to guess who those characters are gonna be.
The ones from the biggest hit movies. There you go. So is it kind of like a reality show, like the Disney princesses? And it's 11 of them. What are they? They living together and doing things? Like, it sounds exactly like a reality show.
Give you a second or two to pause the video. Alright, placed your bets? Good. Some are pretty obvious. Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, aka Sleeping Beauty, Ariel from Little Mermaid, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and Jasmine from Aladdin.
Yep, so the big box office ones right there.
If this were a game of Scrabble, they'd be worth 1 point. They're like the T's and E's of the Disney princess world. Worth 3 points would be Mulan, Tiana from Princess and the Frog, and Rapunzel from Tangled. Those are the MNP tiles. And the 10-pointer Z's of our little game would be Pocahontas and Merida, the first Pixar princess coming from the movie Brave. Double word score! Now, you may have noticed some pretty big snubs from that list, like, say, Anna and Elsa from Frozen. Let it go! Let it go! Literal princesses from Arendelle in what is the highest grossing animated film of all time. No invite to this exclusive club for either of them. How about Moana? Also not on the list. And
when did they say the Disney princesses came out or was created? I thought that he said it was created a while ago when these movies didn't exist at the time. If that's true, then you can't complain about them not being in it, because friggin' they weren't around then.
It's not like they're too new either. Most of the modern characters were coronated as an official Disney princess about a year after the release of their movie. And remember, this list is according to the official list located at princess.disney.com. What, in Disney's eyes, makes a woman worthy of being a princess? And would Vanellope von Schweetz actually pass the test and merit inclusion in this room from Wreck-It Ralph 2? That, ladies and gentlemen, is my goal today. To turn these empowered women into lists of their core attributes so we can directly compare their worth and find out what methodology.
I don't know, saying it like that, it doesn't sound so good, Matt.
Disney is working with to determine their merit. We're gonna have to reverse engineer things by seeing who's included, who's excluded, and then figuring out what attributes unite those two groups. Now, as I just mentioned, the exclusion of Anna and Elsa from this group shows that not all princesses in Disney movies go on to become Disney princesses trademarked. But that leads to the question, are all Disney princesses trademarked actual princesses in Disney movies? In other words, are they either the daughter of a king or queen, or are they married to a prince? Well, of the 11, 9 of them are easy. Yes, but 2, Pocahontas and Mulan, require a bit more digging.
So then you can't use them being married or whatever. So then what is the requirement to being a princess? I don't know. And when did the Disney princess thing come out?
Pocahontas, her father, I hate these moments when I copy-paste a hard name into a script and then come across it later in the recording closet, suddenly remembering that I have to pronounce the darn thing. Her father, Wahun Senakawa, was a powerful chief.
Oh, that's not bad.
Senakamaka. Was a powerful chief of the Senakamaka Confederacy. So she's the daughter to a high-ranking ruler for lack of a better term, which would seem to qualify her as a princess. However, there's a wrinkle here. Pocahontas' tribe didn't have patrilineal inheritance, which means that Wahoo Senakawa's sister's children would be—
Oh, is that a Photoshop face? Because it's been so long since I've seen Pocahontas, I don't know, but that looks kind of Photoshopped.
The ones next in line to inherit any actual power, not Pocahontas. That said, even though she falls into this weird middle ground of princessdom, history seems to weigh in her favor. In 1808, James Nelson Barker wrote The Indian Princess, or La Belle Sauvage. Even earlier than that, St. George's Churchyard, where Pocahontas was buried, posted the notice of the burial of Princess Pocahontas. And later, the churchyard was laid out as the Princess Pocahontas Garden in 19—
So they call her princess, so I guess that's why Disney does it, maybe?
So even though it does fall into a bit of a middle ground, consensus does seem to say that Pocahontas can qualify as a princess. As for Mulan, well, not so much. If you're judging her by her main movie alone, she technically doesn't qualify at all. Remember, Mulan is a commoner who enlists in the Chinese military to protect her father. Nothing about that qualifies you for the technical definition of a princess.
You're just a hater, Matt. Do you know what I do to haters? I dag on them.
It's not until the direct-to-DVD sequel Mulan 2 where, if you squint really hard at it, she becomes a princess for like maybe 5 minutes. You see, Mulan is hired to
So then why— yeah, that's really weird. Why would she be in it and not Elsa and Anna from Frozen? Because they're princesses in it, right? Like, straight out of the gate, but Mulan isn't really.
Escort 3 of the Emperor's daughters to be married off to 3 princes. Historically speaking, these guys would be better classified as warlords, but it's
He's using a finger trap.
Disney, so they're princes, and the marriages will help ensure peace in China. When her love Shang falls off a cliff into a giant empty abyss, no joke, this is something that really happens, Mulan assumes what any reasonable person would assume seeing a fall like that he dead, son. So she agrees to marry one of the princes for the good of all China. So she's
Oh, so that's how she became a princess?
almost a princess until Shang is revealed to have lived. He hears of the marriage and rushes in at the last minute to stop it, thereby ending Mulan's entire claim to princesshood before it even begins.
So she's not a princess. Why is she in it? And freaking Elsa and Anna aren't. Now you got me going, because this makes no sense.
Mulan? No, not a princess. Almost, but not quite. So Mulan really proves the lesson here that being an actual princess doesn't matter for qualification into this elite group. And if you want a real nail in this coffin, Mulan was included in the roster of Disney princesses back when the group was first created in 2000.
2000 is when it was first created. Okay. Yeah, this is weird. This is really weird. Because you have all these princesses, and you got 2 of them who don't really, well, they aren't princesses via the actual definition of princess. So Matt's correct in assuming or saying that, you know, you don't actually have to be a legit bloodline princess or whatever to be a princess. So why do they exclude some that should be in here? I don't know.
Mulan 2 came out in 2004. So there is absolutely zero way that Mulan would have qualified any angle that you slice it from. So being the dictionary definition of a princess does not matter apparently. Then what does? What connects those 11 characters but still leaves out Moana, Anna, Elsa, not to mention
Thought I just heard my dog growling.
classic Disney females like Meg from Hercules, Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and even Princess Eilonwy from 1985's The Black Cauldron, a literal princess who is based in Welsh fairy tales and was saving the male protagonist of her story 3 decades before any of the strong women of modern Disney rolled into town. I mean, my mind immediately turned.
Man, I love the old style Disney. Not of some of the questionable stuff they did, but the way that it's drawn. I love that kind of animation style. You compare that to the nowadays stuff, which is all 3D. Don't get me wrong, 3D looks good, but there's just something to the hand-drawn that I really like.
Turn to box office performance since those last 3 movies underperformed at the theaters, but clearly that doesn't apply to Moana and Frozen. Heroic acts? Clearly not, since Moana has more heroism in her little toe than Aurora, who spends 90% of her movie asleep. In fact, it's Merida from Brave who throws a monkey wrench into a lot of the qualifications you might expect to work here.
At this point, I don't expect anything anymore.
I mean, that is the entire premise of her movie. Her queen mother attempts to convince Merida to be a perfect princess, and Merida fights back. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, Merida was the first Pixar princess, so being part of Disney Animation Studios to be a Disney princess is no longer a qualifier here, which just shows you how ridiculous these qualifications must be. Secondly,
Or they should just make them public qualifications so that you can see and be like, oh, okay, that's why. Because, you know, you having to guess and try to find out why they are is quite a pain.
she was the first official Disney princess to not have any sort of romantic attachment. Every other one of those 11 characters have themselves a beau. Sometimes hunky, sometimes chunky. But there was always a man present. Merida? Nope. But the last difference here is probably the biggest one. Merida doesn't sing. I mean, sure, there's a song about her in the opening of the movie, but Merida herself doesn't sing a single note in her entire film.
That's a good thing, because she sounds like me.
While every other Disney princess up to that point had. So what is it? What is this magic ingredient that I'm missing? And how does Moana miss the mark? Moana literally checks off all the boxes. She's the heir apparent to her father's chiefdom. She sings and gets her own main theme song. She performs heroic acts. She's selected as special by fate. She represents a culture and ethnicity not present in the existing 11 character roster. Her movie made a butt ton of money. I mean, even her.
Yeah, that's weird. It's so weird why she wouldn't be in it. I don't know. Nothing makes sense. And that's the only thing that makes sense.
Her movie spells it out for her.
It's called wayfinding, princess.
Okay, first, I'm not a princess.
Uh-oh, well there, that's why she's not in it.
I'm the daughter of the chief.
Same difference.
No.
If you wear a dress and you have an animal sidekick, you're a princess.
Wait a minute. Is that really it? I mean, sure, it's a
Is that it?
joke, but it's...
No, but she's not in it.
Maui here might not be joking. When Andy Mooney, creator of the Disney Princess Initiative, was interviewed by the New York Times about how he came up with the idea of grouping together the princesses, he had this to say, quote, "Standing in line in the arena of a Disney on Ice show, I was surrounded by little girls dressed head to toe as princesses. They weren't even Disney products. They were generic princess products they'd appended to a Halloween costume, and the light bulb went off. Clearly, there was a latent demand here."
So basically, he's saying that, hey, these girls want to be princesses. Let's get some princess costumes and get them on the shelves so we can make money, basically.
So the next morning I said to my team, okay, let's establish standards and a color palette and talk to licensees and get as much product out there as we possibly can that allows these girls to do what they're doing anyway, projecting themselves into the characters from these classic movies. But what if the only two qualifications are 1, dress, and 2, animal? Let's look at...
I was legit thinking that like a minute ago. Maybe it's the dress. But then, you know, Ariel here, she doesn't have a dress. She doesn't have a dress. Explain that, Matt. She doesn't have a dress. Yes, she has an animal sidekick, but she doesn't have a friggin' dress. Unless, I don't know, would that be considered a dress?
Look at our list of candidates again. Pocahontas, dress, and Miko the raccoon and Flit Hummingbird. Ariel, dress, and Flounder the fish.
Yeah, I guess she does have a dress. I was thinking of her without the dress, just like the mermaid body. So I'm like, there's no dress.
Jasmine, dress, and Raja the tiger, Mulan, dress, and Mushu the dragon, Rapunzel, dress, and Pascal the chameleon, Tiana, dress, and Louis the crocodile, Belle, dress, and Philippe the horse, or I guess you could consider the beast himself.
Oh snap, he got roasted. Oh snap, he got roasted!
Cinderella, dress, and her mice Jacques and Gus, Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, dresses, and general woodland creatures, Merida, dress, and Angus the horse. And now let's look at that excluded list. Meg from Hercules, no animal. Princess Iolani from Black Cauldron, no animal. Esmeralda from Hunchback, okay, she's got herself a dress and a goat, but she's also an outlaw who's treated as an object of sexual desire by the men in the movie, so she's got a couple other things working against her in this qualification. Anna and Elsa, sure, they have Olaf, but he's technically not.
He's not an animal, he's an object that turned creature? A mythical creature?
An animal. And honestly, they do make the cut when it comes to a separate list of Disneyland theme park princesses, in which they're the only new additions. Quite frankly, animal plus dress is the only set of qualifications that clearly delineates the princesses from the not princesses. But that still leaves out Moana. What about her? She clearly has Hey Hey the Rooster, so what's holding her back? It's the dress.
Yeah, because that doesn't really look like it kind of is a dress, right? What qualifies as a dress and what doesn't? I mean, I'm not the expert in dresses, but that looks like a dress.
Despite what Maui might call her outfit, first off, it's technically not a dress by dictionary definition, which is a one-piece garment for a woman or girl that covers the body and extends down to the legs. However, Jasmine from Aladdin
Yeah, I was gonna say, they don't have it.
also doesn't wear a traditional dress for most of her movies, so that's not the main problem going on here. What is the issue is what Moana's dress represents. Consider this. According to an interview with the site Tyranny of Style, Nasa Beauvais, visual development artist and key costume designer for Moana, emphasizes the goal of staying true to Pacific Islander culture. Times are different now, and Disney is under more scrutiny than ever about its appropriation of other cultures for money. It's an issue that hung over the head of Moana from before the movie's release and continues to do so today.
So they didn't put her in there because her dress isn't a technical dress, and they didn't want to put her in there because then they'd be scrutinized for calling it a dress? Is that what you're saying?
Disney princesses is to have young girls wear your dress and look like the character. Moana's outfit, while terrifically designed and culturally sensitive from a movie standpoint, becomes really problematic when you start churning out cheap copies to sell next to your mall's sunglass hut. So what makes a princess? Well, according to Disney, it's not who you are, what you do, or even who you choose to marry. It's what
dress you wear and if you have an animal sidekick.
you wear that counts. And isn't that the best message to send to little girls? Next time in our exploration of Disney princesses, we focus on that specific scene from Wreck-It Ralph 2, because the roster is much wider in that room, all in an effort
Wait, there's gonna be a part 2 to this?
to determine whether Vanellope might truly become
Well, she isn't really wearing a dress, so that's a little bit problematic to begin with.
Disney's next princess.
Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I think Matt's right. And it's just the dress and the animal that you have to have, and that's, you know, that's what it seems like it is. It's pretty crazy that the only reason they didn't include Moana in the list is because of they didn't want to offend people or whatever. Well, but they still have Pocahontas. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, possibly share with a friend. If you do, subscribe to the family. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to the Film Theorist. That link's in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Boop!